This also explains why so many people are not well. It also explains why we have a lot of mental illness today. It also explains why people are aging far too young. It has a lot to do with sleep. Now, there are things that will definitely stop sleep. If you wake in the night, can't sleep, the worst thing you can do is look at your phone. Because remember what those devices are giving off, blue light? Yes, it's a different frequency to the sunlight, so you won't get the benefits of sunlight, but it's similar enough to give your brain the message, daytime, wake up! You won't sleep after you've looked at your phone, or very difficult to get back to sleep.
It's 3 a.m. The house is quiet. The world is asleep. But you're wide awake. Again. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. So many of us over 60 find ourselves staring at the ceiling night after night, wondering why sleep just won't stick. Maybe you've tried warm milk, counting sheep, or even sleeping pills, but nothing seems to work for long. The truth is, waking up at 3 a.m. isn't just one of those things that comes with age. It's your body trying to tell you something important. And today we're going to uncover what that is, in plain, simple terms. No confusing medical jargon, just real talk for real people. Because you deserve restful sleep, no matter your age. Now, I want you to know something. This isn't your fault. You haven't done anything wrong. Our bodies change as we get older. That's just nature's way. But that doesn't mean you have to accept restless nights as just part of getting old. Think about how much better you'd feel if you could sleep through the night again. Imagine waking up refreshed, with energy to enjoy your day, spend time with family, or finally tackle that hobby you've been putting off. That's not just a dream. It's possible. The key is understanding what's really happening inside your body at 3 a.m. Maybe it's a shift in your natural rhythms, or a medication side effect, or even something as simple as what you ate for dinner. Once we figure out the cause, we can work on the fix, together. And don't worry, we're not talking about drastic changes or expensive treatments. Small, practical steps can make a world of difference. So if you're tired of feeling tired, stick with me. We'll take this one step at a time, at your pace. Because a good night's sleep isn't a luxury, it's your right. Before we start, drop in the comments from where you are watching this video and what health topic you'd like to see in the next video. Also, as a special thank you for joining us today, we're giving away 100 free copies of Barbara's best-selling book to subscribers. So, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment about why you want to win Barbara's best-selling book. Why you keep waking up at 3 a.m. The simple truth. Let's have a real talk about what's happening in your body at night. I'll explain this in plain words. No confusing doctor terms, just the honest truth about why sleep changes as we get older. Your body's natural clock is changing. Remember when you could stay up past the evening news and sleep until sunrise? Those days might be gone, but there's a good reason. Inside all of us is a natural clock that tells us when to sleep and wake. As we get older, this clock shifts forward, like turning your watch ahead an hour without meaning to. Doctors call this an advanced sleep phase. But you can just think of it as your body wanting to go to bed and wake up earlier than it used to. This is why you might feel sleepy right after dinner, but then find yourself wide awake at 3 a.m. Your body thinks it's morning already. About 1 in 3 people over 65 experience this. The good news? Understanding this is the first step to fixing it. Later, I'll share simple ways to gently reset your natural clock so you can sleep through the night again.
Sleep. I want to show you what happens when you sleep. And when you understand what happens when you sleep, you begin to have a knowledge on the important times to sleep and why. There's a little tiny gland in the base of the brain, and it's called the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is about the size of maybe a macadamia nut, and it's right in the base of your brain. And the pineal gland releases 4 hormones every night, but only in certain hours. In the winter time, it's between 9 and 2. And at the moment, it's between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. Why only those times? It has much to do with the moons and the tides. Light and dark signals are fed through the optic nerve to a control centre in the brain where your body clock is located. And your body clock communicates with the pineal gland. And these are the hormones that are released. One is melatonin. A lot of people have heard of melatonin. Some people that don't sleep very well take melatonin. Well, we naturally release melatonin in that time, and it's called the fix and rejuvenate nighttime hormone. So it is this hormone that probably is mostly responsible for the fix and rejuvenation that's happening in our brain and our body while we sleep.
Your sleep hormones are changing too. Now, let's talk about two important helpers in your body, melatonin and cortisol. Melatonin is like your body's natural sleeping pill. It makes you feel drowsy when it gets dark. Cortisol is your natural alarm clock. It helps you wake up in the morning. Here's what changes as we age. We make less melatonin, about half as much at 60 as we did at 20. Cortisol can spike at the wrong times, like in the middle of the night. This explains why you might have trouble falling asleep, wake up suddenly at 3 a.m. feeling alert, struggle to get back to sleep. But before you worry, know this. There are safe, natural ways to help balance these hormones again. Simple things like morning sunlight or adjusting when you eat can make a big difference. We'll cover all these solutions soon. Your sleep isn't as deep as it used to be. When you were younger, you probably slept like a log. Nothing could wake you. Now, the slightest noise or even your own thoughts might disturb you. Here's why. Younger people spend about 20% of the night in deep sleep, that heavy, restful sleep where you don't dream. But after 60, we might only get 5 to 10% deep sleep. Instead, we spend more time in light sleep where we're easier to wake. Think of it like this. Young sleep is like being at the bottom of a deep swimming pool, hard to disturb. Older sleep is like floating near the surface. Every little ripple affects you. This doesn't mean you're doomed to bad sleep forever. There are proven ways to. Increase your deep sleep. Make your light sleep more restful. Reduce nighttime awakenings. Simple changes to your bedtime routine, what you eat, and how you prepare your bedroom can help you get more of that good, deep sleep your body craves. Stick with me, and I'll walk you through each one. Why you really wake up at 3 a.m. The silent nighttime struggle. It's 3:17 a.m. The house is perfectly still. You should be sleeping peacefully, yet here you are, awake again. This isn't just occasional restlessness. Night after night, your eyes open at this same hour, leaving you frustrated and exhausted. Let's gently explore what might really be happening inside your body during these nighttime awakenings. The breathing you don't remember stopping. Many of us don't realize our breathing changes as we sleep. After 60, the muscles in our throat naturally relax more. Sometimes they relax too much, briefly blocking airflow just enough to startle us awake. You might not recall gasping for air, but notice a dry mouth upon waking, morning headaches that fade by afternoon, and unexplained daytime fatigue despite enough hours in bed. This interrupted breathing pattern most commonly strikes in the early morning hours when sleep is lightest. The restless urge you can't explain. Then there's that peculiar sensation, not quite pain, but an overwhelming need to move your legs. It creeps in as you try to settle down for the night or returns when you wake at 3 a.m. Science tells us this discomfort becomes more frequent with age because nerve signals in our limbs become more sensitive. Iron processing changes subtly over decades. Circulation isn't what it once was. What feels like restless energy is actually your nervous system sending mixed messages during the night's quietest hours. The aches that keep their own schedule. Our joints have a cruel way of reminding us they're there. That hip or knee that barely bothers you during the day suddenly demands attention at 3 a.m. This happens because nighttime inflammation follows different rhythms as we age. Lying still allows fluid to pool in joints differently, and the body's natural pain relief systems are less effective. The pain isn't in your imagination, it's your body's way of responding to changes that occur with the passing years. The medicines that work against you. Here's something few consider. The very medications meant to help us might be contributing to our sleeplessness. Common prescriptions taken by millions of older adults can increase nighttime urination when taken too late, alter sleep architecture without obvious warning, and create subtle chemical imbalances that surface at night. The irony is painful. We take pills to improve our health, only to have them steal our precious sleep. The midnight mind that won't rest. Perhaps most frustrating are those nights when nothing physically seems wrong, yet your mind races the moment you wake. This isn't simply worrying, it's your brain chemistry changing. Sleep maintenance becomes harder after 60, stress hormones often spike at unnatural times, and the line between sleep and wakefulness blurs. Your anxious thoughts at 3 a.m. aren't a personal failing. They're the result of biological shifts occurring in every aging brain. A gentle truth. These nighttime awakenings aren't character flaws or personal weaknesses. They're the body's honest response to the natural progression of time. While we can't turn back the clock, understanding these changes is the first step toward better rest. In our next conversation, we'll explore how to work with these changes rather than fight against them.
And if you happen to start thinking negativity, or one thing that'll always stop you sleeping is getting annoyed with the fact that you can't sleep. And remember, nerves that lie together fire together. So once you start getting annoyed, you'll start to think of all the terrible things in your life. You'll start to think of, and that's why if you go over to be thankful, list in your mind all the things that you're thankful for, and then you'll find, remember, nerves that lie together fire together, more positive things will come up. And be careful what you say. Because as you'll see on Saturday morning, your words affect your thoughts. And one lady said to me, I can't sleep, I never sleep, I can't sleep. I said to her, please don't say that anymore. She said, but it's true. I said, is it helping? She said, no.
When your mind won't let you sleep. The 3 a.m. worry cycle. My neighbor Evelyn used to call 3 a.m. her worry time. She'd wake up with a start, her heart pounding, and within seconds her mind would be racing through every problem she'd ever had. It's like my brain saves up all the stressful thoughts and dumps them on me in the middle of the night, she told me one morning over coffee, rubbing her tired eyes. This phenomenon is incredibly common among older adults as our brains undergo natural changes that make us more prone to nighttime anxiety. Why our brains do this? Evelyn's doctor explained the fascinating science behind these nighttime worries. As we age, our sleep architecture changes, and we spend more time in lighter sleep stages. During these vulnerable periods, our brain's default mode network, responsible for self-reflection and emotional processing, becomes hyperactive. Compounding this is the natural cortisol spike that occurs between 2 to 4 a.m., a remnant from our evolutionary past when nighttime alertness could mean survival. These biological factors create the perfect storm for 3 a.m. anxiety attacks, the stress spiral. What Evelyn found most revealing was understanding the vicious cycle of nighttime anxiety. It would begin with a minor concern, perhaps about an upcoming doctor's appointment. This initial worry would trigger a small cortisol release, making her more alert. The increased alertness then made her notice more worries, which released more cortisol. Before long, she'd be wide awake, catastrophizing about everything from household repairs to climate change. I'd find myself stressing about problems that didn't even exist during daylight hours, she confessed.
Stress certainly decreases the output of the hormones at night. And the Bible says, don't let the sun go down on your wrath, yeah? You've got to deal with it there. And isn't it true, when we lay down to go to sleep, then our mind starts to work. It's called the chat room. Chat, 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 chat. And this is what my mind does. Right, I'm going to do that, and I'll start a garden there, and You've got to get out of that chat room. Now, so lay there and be thankful. It's like one man here, and this is what I found, is that some people who can't sleep, and you will come across this, I can't sleep, this is ridiculous, I've got to sleep, why can't I sleep, I've got a big day tomorrow. That person will never sleep. Do you sleep if you're getting annoyed with the fact that you can't sleep? So we're actually going to also say getting annoyed. This is ridiculous. I should be asleep. I need my sleep. So I come get an email from a lady. I'm still not sleeping. I'm not sleeping. I'm tired in the day. You know, how can I ever heal without sleep? And she goes on and on.
Changing your perspective. The breakthrough came when Evelyn's therapist shared a simple but powerful metaphor. 3 a.m. Thoughts are like drunk texts. Never trust them. This humorous comparison helped Evelyn recognize that nighttime worries are often distorted versions of reality. The darkness, isolation, and fatigue of the early morning hours amplify our concerns beyond their actual significance. Understanding this helped Evelyn stop taking her 3 a.m. thoughts so seriously. Practical solutions that work. Evelyn developed a simple 3-step routine for these wakeful nights. First, she does a reality check, asking if the worry requires immediate attention. Next, she downloads her thoughts into a bedside notebook. Finally, she practices 4 to 7, 8 breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. The notebook trick works wonders, Evelyn says. Seeing my worries written down makes them feel smaller and more manageable. A new relationship with nighttime. While Evelyn still experiences occasional nighttime wakefulness, her approach has completely changed. Now, when I wake up anxious, I don't get upset about being awake, she explains. I just go through my routine and trust that sleep will return. This shift in perspective, from frustration to acceptance, has made all the difference in her sleep quality and overall well-being. You're not alone. Evelyn's story illustrates what sleep researchers are increasingly recognizing. Nighttime anxiety is a common, biologically driven experience, not a personal failing. By understanding the mechanisms behind these wakeful episodes and having simple coping strategies ready, we can transform our relationship with those quiet nighttime hours. The goal isn't perfection, but rather developing the tools to navigate these moments with compassion and effectiveness. Finding your way back to restful nights. Reset your internal clock with morning light. That groggy, unrested feeling you experience often stems from a disrupted circadian rhythm. A simple yet powerful solution is getting 15 minutes of morning sunlight exposure while having your coffee or tea. This natural light therapy helps regulate melatonin production and strengthens your sleep-wake cycle. Even on cloudy days or sitting by a sunny window, this practice can significantly reduce nighttime awakenings within days by properly aligning your body's internal clock. Morning light exposure is particularly crucial for seniors as our eyes' lenses yellow with age, reducing light absorption. The earlier you can get sunlight after waking, the stronger the signal to your biological clock. Consistency matters more than duration. Even 5 minutes daily helps reinforce this rhythm. Create a soothing evening routine. Your pre-bedtime activities may be secretly sabotaging your sleep. Replace stimulating television shows or news programs with calming alternatives like soft music, audiobooks, or light reading. Incorporate gentle seated stretches and dim the lights about an hour before bedtime. These changes work by lowering cortisol levels and activating your body's natural relaxation response, making it easier to fall and stay asleep through the night. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to evening stimulation while producing less natural sleep chemicals. A predictable wind-down routine compensates for these changes. The blue light from screens is especially disruptive. Try amber reading lights instead. Your evening habits should whisper it's time to rest, not shout for attention.
Fresh air. I think everyone knows that. Fresh air while you're sleeping. Very important. So you've got that oxygen while you're sleeping. We should... Pardon?
Exercise. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I'd put it there. Thank you. Absolutely. Should have been number one.
Optimize your sleep environment. Your bedroom setup plays a crucial role in sleep quality as you age. Assess and modify key elements. Install effective blackout curtains to eliminate light pollution. Maintain a cool room temperature between 65–68 degrees and remove or cover all electronic light sources. These adjustments create ideal sleeping conditions by minimizing disruptions and reinforcing your brain's association between the bedroom and restful sleep. Older adults often sleep better with heavier blankets for comfort while keeping the room cool. Consider using a white noise machine to mask disruptive sounds that become more noticeable with age. Your mattress and pillow support needs may have changed. Don't hesitate to update them for better spinal alignment.
Large meal at night. We should be eating breakfast like a king. We ate like a king this morning, didn't we? Lunch like a queen. And you know, sometimes the queen eats as much as the king. And tea like a pauper. One lady said, "What do paupers eat?" I said, "Sometimes nothing." When we lay down to sleep, our whole body wants to sleep. But if you've got food in your stomach, your body can't sleep. Your stomach can't sleep. Because it must digest that meal, because in that warm environment, the food can begin to rot. And you could be poisoned by the fumes. That's ptomaine poisoning. You've heard of ptomaine poisoning? Sort of an old term, Ptomane. That's from food rotting in the stomach and the fumes coming off it. So the large meal at night.
Choose sleep-friendly evening snacks. Your nighttime eating habits directly impact sleep maintenance. Replace sugary snacks that cause blood sugar crashes with balanced options containing complex carbohydrates and healthy fats. Good choices include oatmeal with walnuts, banana with almond butter, or whole grain crackers with cheese. These foods provide steady overnight energy and contain natural sleep-promoting nutrients like tryptophan and magnesium. Digestion slows with age, making lighter evening meals especially important. Tart cherry juice contains natural melatonin, while pumpkin seeds offer magnesium for muscle relaxation. Avoid fluids 2 hours before bed to minimize bathroom trips, but stay hydrated earlier in the day. When to seek help for your sleep? Signs you should talk to your doctor. If you've tried lifestyle changes but still regularly wake up exhausted, it may be time to see your doctor. Pay attention to these warning signs: loud snoring with choking sensations, possible sleep apnea, restless legs that keep you awake, or daytime fatigue that affects your mood and concentration. Don't dismiss these as normal aging. They could indicate treatable conditions. Simple sleep tests available. Modern sleep evaluations are easier than you might think. Many doctors start with take-home tests that you complete in your own bed. If needed, overnight sleep studies now use comfortable, non-invasive equipment. Simple blood tests can also check for vitamin deficiencies or thyroid issues that commonly disrupt sleep after 60. Closing thoughts: for better sleep and brighter days. As we wrap up, remember this: good sleep isn't a luxury. It's the quiet foundation that lets you enjoy life to the fullest. Those small changes we've talked about, morning light, calming evenings, a sleep-friendly bedroom, aren't just about closing your eyes at night. They're about opening them each morning feeling refreshed, ready for whatever the day brings. Maybe you'll start by stepping outside with your cup of tea tomorrow, or finally covering that blinking light in your bedroom. Perhaps you'll chat with your doctor about the fatigue that's been weighing on you. Whatever step you take, know this: every little improvement adds up. You've spent years caring for others. Now it's time to give yourself the gift of rest. So tonight, as you settle in, remember you're not just working toward better sleep. You're investing in more vibrant days, clearer thoughts, and the energy to savor this chapter of life. Here's to peaceful nights and to all the joyful moments they'll help you wake up for. Sweet dreams. You've got this. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone you care about. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on living your healthiest life. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay informed, stay healthy.